very few universities and colleges have the facilities to show film prints, and that's partly because we invested in the technology years ago when there was no video projection. And it would be impossible now for most institutions to afford the startup costs of acquiring projectors, and especially they're no doubt looking at the future and thinking, well, digital is coming in and replacing 35mm. Hallam is in a unique position, not a unique position, but a rare and privileged position of being able to show film prints. And while we've got that facility, I think we need to make as much use of it as possible, and to stress the importance both to students and to the institution of continuing to show film.
Well, we do show here at Psalter Lane at Hallam 35mm and 16mm films. These are to support the film courses that's carried on up here. Now, when we receive a film, they are supplied to us in boxes or cartons, such as we have down here. Films in 35mm come in cans such as these, and the film is actually spooled onto a plastic core in a number of reels to make up the full running time of the film. The average film is about an hour and a half to 2 hours, which would mean there's about 6 or 7 such cans of that. Each can contains about 2,000 feet of film, so therefore there's quite a lot of film runs through the projectors to produce one program. Now, as you can see, there's 35mm projectors here. The projectors, each one will carry 6,000 feet on one larger spool, which will run for about an hour. And because, of course, films run for longer than that usually, we have 2 projectors, so therefore we can change over from one to the other in a continuous way, a seamless way, to make sure the film's not interrupted.
And we currently spend around £12,000 a year on film hire, which breaks down at about £7,000 or £8,000 for the first term and slightly less for the second term. And those costs will go up if we maintain the same number of prints that we're actually showing, because distribution costs increase each year. So we have to show fewer films and the balance on video. I can always argue for the importance of showing film, but the institution's purse strings and the size of its purse are finite things, and if money isn't there, then we're not going to get it.
My name's Melvin, and I work with Gilbert. We've worked together now for 15 years, at least 15 years. And well, Gilbert's retiring now in 2 months, and it's going to sort of be for us an end to our working relationship. And it's going to seem very strange having to come in the morning and work on your own. And I'm not really looking forward to it, not at all.
Well, one should look forward to retirement, but it's a big thing in anybody's life, I'm quite sure.
Yeah, it's a lonely job if you're on your own, because you're sort of cut off from everything and you're in here. Well, we've worked together for what, 15 years, and
yes, it's 15 years this year.
What can you say? I just hope they carry on with it, because it'll ruin the course without film. It'll not be the same. Certainly not for the students.
There's also the inevitable one of technological change. As time goes on, technologies replace older technologies, new technologies replace older technologies. And it's amazing really that film has lasted as long as it has. It's a 19th century medium, we're now in the 21st century. So it's incredible that really film has lasted as long as it has. And the inevitable time will come when cinemas, and therefore non-theatrical venues like ours, will no longer show film prints. That being the case, we'll have to go over to digital.
Times have changed. I mean, in that time we've actually acquired more equipment on which to show our films, and also in that time, of course, the technical improvements in watching some sort of moving image on a screen means that we're more electronic, and we're now into the data projection age. So that to some extent diminishes the need for film, doesn't it?
The trouble is you feel like the last green bottle. That's the sort of way I feel now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you asked me if I'll forget my baby. I guess I will someday. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way. You asked me if I'll get along. I guess I will some way. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way.
It has actually been suggested that we, Melvin and I, are rather similar to the famous Wallace and Gromit characters, and we've got used to this idea, but we're still not quite sure which one is Wallace and which one is Gromit. Is that right, Melvin?
I think I'd have to be Gromit somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
that leaves no choice then, does it?
Yeah.